Hey there, race fans, Mike here, and welcome back to the NASCAR Heat 4 Quick Race Series. We are bringing the Xfinity cars to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the running of the Rinnai Tankless Water Heaters 250. So, Atlanta is actually one of my favorite tracks. She's an old bird, but she's still got a little bit of bite to her. She's actually one of the more driver skill-oriented tracks on the circuit, which is why it's one of my favorites. So, what kind of challenge is that going to bring to us with our new Thrustmaster T150 wheel and pedal setup? Are we going to wreck it or are we going to win it? We'll just have to wait and see. As the NASCAR Heat countdown to green continues as we are getting set to go racing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the field has been set. Christopher Bell posted some fast laps at practice. Team should have a good race. Ray Black Jr. did not have a good practice session, and Austin Hill had to give up qualified position for some new tires, that's going to place us in the 37th starting position. So what's going to happen when the green flag drops in this new series, new game? Bring the noise, we're racing at Atlanta. Now to make it 3 wide on the start here going into turn number 1. Trying to be a little bit cautious here, we slide up. Sucking a little bit of draft off of Timmy Hill there. Working our way inside of Joey Gase. Ooh boy, a little tight going in there, overdrove that slightly. Oh boy. We get a little bit of draft off Sattler, working way to the inside of the 10. Inside of Mills, 3 wide. Oh boy, hit that apron, and there we go, up the racetrack. Gotta be a little bit careful. Oh, got somebody on our left rear. We managed to save it, we don't wreck it. And we overdrive turn 3 just a little bit there. That's gonna cost us just a little bit. Oh man, we just can't keep it off this apron. Something I'm pretty happy about is the fact that these cars handle so much differently. Ooh boy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy, easy, easy. Don't wreck them, don't wreck them. But yeah, I am very appreciative of the fact that these cars handle so much differently. I wouldn't say so much differently. They don't handle like the Cup cars, but they do handle differently. It was something I was realizing in practice, because I did do some Cup practice here just to see what the difference would be. And there's a pretty significant difference. These cars do handle differently. And it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. They actually seem a little bit faster, but it's really hard to explain how they just feel different. But I guess if you had your hands on the game, you'd be able to really tell. Oh, caught the wall a little bit there. A little loose going in. We can gather it back up. Yeah, those right sides are starting to wear quite a bit. That's typical for Atlanta. That is typical for Atlanta. We have not run that many laps, and we're already having to back it down and really take it easy. Kind of stalling out here around the top 20. Got pulled away from the guys behind us. Now we got to work on trying to catch these guys ahead of us. Now, I'm not fully familiar with a lot of the people in Xfinity, So if you don't hear me say their names, because I don't know their name, but I'm familiar with quite a few of them. Just because NASCAR Heat 3 and watching other people play this game and stuff. So I'm familiar with a few people, but not everyone in the field. And eventually I'll get better with that, because I gotta commentate these races and everything. Now you might notice I'm not yelling, and I'm not yelling because I'm doing post commentary. So it's a little bit. So I'm a little bit calmer now. I'm not blowing out my voice, and I'm also probably not disturbing my neighbors, because I realized how loud I was last night when I was recording this. When the game was released, I realized how loud I was, and I was actually like, oh man, I'm going to have a complaint here shortly, and I don't want to do that because I'm going to be moving into another apartment. Okay, working our way inside of Greg Gaulding, catching up to good old Kaz Grala. Oh, Gaulding's putting up a fight on the outside. Oh, don't touch the apron. Clipped it just a little bit. Clear Greg Gaulding. Working our way to the inside of Kaz Grala. Should be able to pass him. Not quite. Got a little bit of tight. Had to let out of the throttle there. Looks like Kaz Grala had a little bit of a problem. I'll be able to get alongside of him. Catching up to the Lombard Bros Gaming. Ryan Zieg. In the... Is it the 39? It's the 39. Yes, it is. Hello and goodbye. 12 laps to go. Now I've changed some of the settings here. Oh, Ryan Zieg's coming right out back. Oh, he gave us a tap in our left rear that sent us up the racetrack. So as I was saying, I have changed some of the settings. We are now running 3 times tire wear and fuel use. And I have bumped the the driving aids down 1 notch, so like I barely have any driving aids basically. Like most of them are on 0 and some are on 15. It's the hard setting if you're actually going into the gameplay and the gameplay settings, and if you're dealing with the driving aids, you set it to hard. It sets some of them to 15, sets some of them to 0. And the reason I did that is because I really wanted to feel this car get loose. I wanted to feel this car, become a handful, just like that. Got a little bit of loose off of 4 that time. 10 laps to go. We're in the top 15, running 14th currently. After getting around Ryan Zieg again. Now you see our tires here, our right rear is really starting to wear down on us. It's getting pretty hot too, running 198 degrees. The right front's wearing pretty significantly too. 6 laps remaining on the fuel. 9 laps to go. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about the tire wear and fuel use on under 13%. I was kind of thinking I may have to pit twice, but I guess I'm pitting a little bit sooner in the run than I would be. And like I said, the tires wear a lot quicker, but so do the AI. You hear me off the throttle, just kind of really laying off the throttle. Pit stops happening already. 8 laps to go. And I'm just going to try to stretch it as far as I can. Catching up to Austin Cindric here. Like I said, my goal here is to really just to learn. Oh, we got a caution. Caution has come out. Everybody's pitting who hasn't pit already. It's going to put us at a slight disadvantage, but we're just going to go ahead and take 4 tires and fuel. No changes, no adjustments. We're going to keep it as is. And if you're wondering about this setup, I've actually just got it 1 tick away from tight, and that seems to have helped out a lot. See, I'm delaying a little bit here because I'm actually stretching my hands and wrists and stuff. We're getting ready to go green here. We lost 17 spots, but that's okay. We can get it right back as we come back to the line. Green flag's back in the air. Four laps remaining. Staying in the draft of Nemechek. Trying to catch up to Annette the Threat. Annette the Threat's going to come down just a little bit. I'm going to run the bottom of the racetrack. Inside of Harmon. Ooh, boy, inside of Briscoe. I thought about going 3 wide in the middle. I think better of it. Come down, work our way inside of Nemechek. Got somebody following us through. Just kind of really hanging on our bumper there. Ooh, boy, had to come down to block that. Had to block that run inside of Clements. Okay, gained 10 spots already, but some of these guys are on slightly older tires. We do have an advantage. You see, they're really stacked up here. We get inside of Cindric. 2 laps to go. And I've adjusted the difficulty. Oh gosh, wow. Wow, I got loose there. Oh, Cindric's inside. He lets us go. Thank you, Cindric. Maybe you're not all as bad. Maybe you're not as bad as people make you out to be, at least not in the game. Trying to stay in the draft of Noah Gragson. Clear all around. White flag in the air, 1 more lap to go. Trying to decide which line I want to go with here. Inside of Tyler Reddick. Inside of Noah Gragson, 3 wide. Oh boy, come on. Trying to stay in the draft of BJ McLeod. Can we get to his inside? We do get to his inside. We're 3 wide into the quad oval. For 5th place, we will come home 5th. Awesome sauce. Christopher Bell. He's going to take home the fastest lap of the race, and I also think he led the most laps of the race, leading 16 laps. Cesar Baccarella has started 15th, finished first. He is the race winner. How about that? That is a back to front. And Justin Haley with the heartbreak of the race. He finishes 37th. So all in all, guys, it's not a terrible run. You got to be happy with the 5th place finish after all of that. And I was driving real aggressively at the end there. I really didn't care about the tire wear or anything. I'm just like, hey man, we got 4 laps to go. I'm just going to use up what there's no sense of saving your stuff. Just go ahead and go. But we had some guys up there on older tires. That was stacking up the field. That allowed me to get up there. But I guess I got to run 105. I think that's the only way I'm going to get this game to be any harder than it actually, because it doesn't seem like there's a big difference between 95 and 100. I shudder to think what 87 would have felt like if I'd have left it on the normal setting. But in the last race, I bumped it up to 95 because I was like, oh, 87 is probably going to be too easy. Let me see what 95 is going to do. 95 wound up being too easy. 95 and 100 just kind of feel the same. And well, that also may be due to the fact that since I didn't have the driving aids on as high as I did, I was able to get more speed out of the car because maybe the driving aids were holding me back. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it looks like I may have to bump it up to 105. I'm not going to try that just yet because the next race I'm going to do is the trucks, and I'm not sure how the trucks are going to handle. I said the Xfinity cars do handle differently than the Cup cars. Like I said, I can't explain it. Like the Cup cars, they're easier to drive. I don't know. That's the best way I can explain it, is the Cup cars are easier to drive. And like I said, I did a Cup race on this. I just did some Cup practice on this track, and it felt way different than the Xfinity practice. So I'm like, it just felt, the Cup car felt easier. The Xfinity car felt much more difficult. And I guess that, like I said, that's a testament to, the hard work that 704 put into this. And I'm going to go ahead and say this, it's a big testament to your input. You know, you guys out there that offered your criticism, your voice. This is probably the biggest fan-made game that I have ever seen. Now, granted, like, the fans weren't out there developing. 704 was doing all the real, they had their shoes in the mud and everything. You know, they were digging in the dirt trying to get this out to us. But we never would have gotten here. We never would have gotten here if it wasn't for, like I said, people out there critiquing the past 3 games and offering advice, offering input, and we got something special here. I'm not willing to say it's what I want to say about it just yet. Having played it for I've only played it for a couple days. I haven't delved into the career mode. I don't know what kind of glitches are going to show up. I've heard some people mention that there is a sound glitch, which I haven't heard it, but then again, I haven't been listening for it. Because, I'm talking, focusing on driving. At least I haven't come across it yet. One thing I am a little bit disappointed is I can only get 30 frames per second out of the PS4. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it still looks really good. It still sounds really good. It's very loud. It's very loud. Even here, as I'm doing post-commentary, I'm steadily having to turn the game volume down because I feel like I'm yelling all the time. But I think I got it at a good steady volume here. Also, the Xfinity cars sound different. They sound different than the Cup cars. I don't know what the trucks sound like yet. I kind of do, but not really. But I will figure out what they sound like here shortly, because that's going to be the very next race that I embark in. But yeah, like I said, this is shaping up to be something special. I'm not going to say what I want to say about it just yet, because I am going to reserve what I want to say about this game until, I've played it for a good solid month. And then I'll probably go ahead and say, because I don't want to say this might be one of the best games that we've got. I don't want to say that because I haven't dug into it as deep as a lot of people have probably already done so. But yeah, I like the driving model. I like the contact model so far. I like how the tires fall off, and I like how much wheel input that you got to give it. You can't just, you can't just throw it off in the corner and expect to make it. You just can't do that. I tried that a couple times. It didn't work. And it's all around good. It's all around good, but it's shaping up to be. It's shaping up to be something special. And I'm glad to be taking part in this game. And I'm learning a lot with my racing wheel. And I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better. I was less all over the track in practice with the Xfinity car. I was less all over the track in the race than I was in practice. I was all over the track. I was in the grass in practice. So I am learning. I think that's just the natural me playing so many of these games so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay so far. I am enjoying it. If you are, be sure to subscribe. And because I'm going to be doing this for quite some time, and like I said, career mode is going to be coming soon, and I'll be doing trucks, and I will pick the track here shortly. I am going to be doing trucks. I'm thinking about Chicagoland because that's a little bit of a challenging track for me. I like Chicago. I'm good at Chicago, but it's still a challenge for me, and it's not having felt how the trucks are going to drive in this particular game. I'm pretty nervous and excited at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to McBlam Racing on McBlam Entertainment. We try to bring a little bit of enjoyment to your day every day. Like I said, subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Smash the like button. Leave your comments down below. What do you think of the game if you're playing it so far? And like I said, thank you guys so much for watching, and at whatever time you are watching this, good morning, good afternoon, good night, and I will see you in the next video.